The idea of cutting your household food budget sounds good in theory. The problem is that budgeting tips often require that you make fundamental changes to the way that you behave. Even if it feels like you should be able to make those changes, the truth is that you spend the way you spend for a reason. Asking someone to change everything about how they spend money on food is an easy way to make someone feel overwhelmed and discouraged. Therefore, the focus is not to change how you approach spending on food, but instead to change your current habits in order to reduce costs. And making a few small little tweaks, you'll be surprised how much change you can actually make in your food budget. So I did a little research after my first week on this experiment, and I realized that research shows you should cut your food budget by about 10 to 20% each month until you get to an area and a number that's comfortable for both you and your family. Yeah, I didn't do it that way. I just decided to budget $25 a week. And all the things that I'm putting here in my grocery budget at Aldi came up to $38.91. And I got some great deals, but you can see that that was not an easy feat for me. Honestly, I've been on both sides of an extreme food budget. In my 20s, as I was a single parent, I remember that I budgeted my paycheck and I only had $20 for the week to make food work. I went to the grocery store, I bought 3 pounds of hamburger meat, some tortillas, some cheese, and some eggs, and I flipped those few ingredients along with a few pantry items several ways. I made taquitos, tacos, enchiladas, huevos rancheros, eggs and tortillas for breakfast, and my kids enjoyed it, and I was proud of myself that I made it through with what I truly had. Fast forward to a little over a year ago, when my income has substantially increased over the years, a coworker of mine told me that I should add up all my food expenses for 1 month just to see how much I was spending on food. Are you talking about an eye-opening experience? I added up all the money I had spent at the grocery store for the previous month, as well as restaurants, fast food, and even the cafeteria at work. And when I came to a grand total, it was $1,500 for the month. So I've been on both sides of this. If you saw my most recent video, then you know that I've already increased my food budget to $50 a week, and I'm going to try to make that work for the rest of this month. And then I'll reassess, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think small tweaks over time have helped me. I try to eat healthier now, and I'm on the Weight Watchers program. The recipes you'll be seeing in this video, I usually have already showcased them on my Instagram at www.salisa. I'll put it here on the screen. I hope you guys enjoy some of the meal ideas that I have, and just know I'll be coming to you guys with future uploads showing you some of the other small changes I'm making, like meal planning, for instance, that will make a difference. My advice to you, if you're also trying to change your food budget, is take your time. Be patient with yourself, celebrate the small wins, and remember the big picture. Every small step you make is one step closer to your big financial goals. Remember that. Hey you guys, I decided to put on some hash for this morning, so I boiled some potatoes and then cut up some kielbasa sausage, mushrooms, onions, spinach, and asparagus, and just let all of that kind of saute in the pan. Then I added in the boiled potatoes, seasoned a bit, covered with a lid, and let them continue to cook until it pretty much wilted down. Then I scrambled some eggs for both myself and my daughter, 2 eggs each, and then it was time to plate. I just put all the hash on the bottom of the plate and added the eggs on top. Super hearty breakfast for early in the morning. I mean, I love a great hash, and I thought this one had just the right amount of vegetables and starch. I'll make a post about it. It's true. If we change our habits, we will change our spending. Before COVID, I used to eat out all the time, and that's probably why my budget was over $1,500 a month for food. And now, since I've just been trying to eat more healthy and more clean meals at home, my budget has drastically changed. I think some of the things I want to try to implement from this point going forward is to have less waste of food. I'm not saying I can be a zero waste family, but I can definitely try to cut back on the amount of waste that I have. Also, I want to try meal planning and do a little bit of online grocery shopping versus going into the store where there's so many extra added temptations. Let's get into it. All right, for breakfast, I'm having 2 scrambled eggs, 2 pieces of center cut bacon for 1 point, and then these are 2 of the oatmeal pancakes that I make with oatmeal and protein powder. I have a reel about this if you want to know, and this is some sugar-free syrup. For lunch, I stir-fried some chicken breast with some spinach and onions, a little bit of sriracha and a little bit of teriyaki sauce, so spicy chicken spinach mix, and I'm serving it with a half a cup of rice. And then for snack, I'm having one of these. Oh my God, these are so fire, but they're 4 points per little cup. So one of these and some watermelon. Overall, I would say even with $38.91 and the things that were in my refrigerator, freezer, and pantry, it was actually a really good week. I enjoyed all the foods, I recorded a weight loss, and yeah, it was good. As you can see, I eat a lot of variety, and I think that's what keeps my journey towards wellness more exciting. But with that comes more grocery items, right? So I'm realistic about what my habits are right now, balancing my wellness and my health with my budget and my finances. I'm just blending the two, and you have to find a way to make it work for you. super yum, and I still have some left. I think I have enough for one more bowl tomorrow. I ate it yesterday too. It's just so good. And I'm not a girl who loves repeat, but this is pretty good. And then I'm taking a slice of toasted sourdough. Okay, so the shrimp that I like to use are these by Publix. They're extra large shrimp, easy to peel, and they're already deveined. This bag was BOGO. I think they're like $18 for this large bag, but it was on BOGO, so I got 2 bags at one time, hence the reason why I've been eating shrimp so much, and they are delicious. So I just went ahead and put them in a bowl. These are the last 5 of this bag, so I put them in a bowl of water just until they defrost, and then I'm gonna show you what I do. Okay, so the next thing I did was just went ahead and peeled them, and I leave the shell just on this tail part, but I take off all the rest. And then I use this. This is the magic ingredient. The House Autry chicken seasoning. No, it don't seem like chicken should go on here, right? But it's gonna make more of a battered shrimp versus a cornmeal shrimp. Okay, so it looks like this. I just put some in there. I don't measure it because it's... Okay, now the shrimp look a little different. They don't look so powdery. They now start to look a little bit more like translucent because the powder has absorbed into the shrimp, so you know it's gonna fry good. All right, it's warming up. The grease needs to be hot when you start frying the shrimp. Shallow amount of grease in a non-stick skillet, but I'll show you, just 1 second. You know, enough that it can cover the shrimp, but not like a whole pot full. And then we just pick those up and put them directly into the hot grease. 2, 3, and 4. They're gonna cook super quick because they're shrimp. Okay, after about 1 minute of frying, they already look like this, so I'm gonna flip so the other side can start to cook. Just like that. Okay, so this is about 3 minutes in. I flip them one more time and they're done. You wanna make sure if you're cooking them that you're putting them kind of spaced apart so each person's breading will stick to themselves. You know what I mean? So, well, hold on. All right, so we just take them out. My broccoli's over there on the other eye. And they look like this. Let me get some light. These are they.